Welcome to At the Heart of Caregiving, the podcast for anyone caring for aging loved ones. Whether you're a family caregiver, healthcare pro, or trusted referral partner, we're here to share tips, advice, and real stories to make caregiving less stressful and more rewarding. The voices you'll hear on this podcast are AI generated, but the content is genuine and made just for you. So let's jump in and celebrate the incredible role caregivers play in the lives of seniors. Now, our AI hosts will take it from here.
All right, let's jump right in. Today we're tackling something called the Continuum of Care. Now, before your eyes glaze over, it's really just the common sense idea that your health journey, with all its twists and turns, should ideally feel like a well-orchestrated plan.
Right. Seamless is the goal.
Think about it. Different stages, different needs, but hopefully a smooth handoff between the people helping you. Consistent care, fewer hiccups, and maybe, just maybe, less of that frantic Googling at 2 a.m.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is that when it works well, this continuum is all about you. It's designed to ensure you have the right support at the right time.
Okay.
Whether you're focused on staying healthy, navigating a sudden illness, or, managing something long term, it's about connection and accessibility.
And that brings us to why we're really here, home care. For those of you out there who are either providing care or trying to figure out the best way to support someone you love as they get older, understanding where home care fits into this whole system is key. Because let's face it, the healthcare landscape can feel like a giant, confusing board game with way too many rules.
Oh, absolutely.
Home care, we're going to explore, is a pretty crucial player in that game.
It absolutely is. And if we think specifically about caregiving itself, it's not a static state, is it?
No, definitely not.
There's a before, a during, and an after. The whole journey. And while each of those phases has its own challenges, today we're putting the spotlight squarely on that during.
Right, the active part.
The active caregiving period, and how home care can be a real lifeline, providing support and resources.
Okay, so home care is a bridge. I like that image. It's that space between being in a hospital setting and completely flying solo again, right?
Yeah.
How does that actually work in practice?
Well, what's crucial to recognize is that home care truly functions as that transition point. It's vital. Imagine someone leaving the hospital after, say, surgery. They're on the mend, but they might still need medical assistance, perhaps some physical therapy to get back on their feet.
Sure.
And definitely help keeping track of medications. Home care providers can step in and deliver all of that right in the person's own home.
Ah, so they come to you.
Exactly. And this not only makes for a more comfortable recovery, but crucially helps to avoid those costly and frankly frustrating readmissions to the hospital.
Right, you want to avoid going back in.
It's a gentler slope back to independence.
That makes perfect sense. It's like having training wheels as you regain your balance. Now, it's not just for those recovering from something acute, is it?
No, not at all.
What about the many people who simply want to continue living in their own homes as they age? Which is, I think, most people.
Precisely. Supporting independence at home is, it's a fundamental aspect of home care. Think about it. Most people feel more comfortable and secure in their own familiar surroundings, right?
Yeah, absolutely. My own space.
Home care services can provide the assistance needed with those everyday tasks that might become more difficult over time. Things like preparing meals, keeping the house in order, maybe getting to doctor's appointments.
The day-to-day stuff.
That seemingly basic support can be a game changer. It allows someone to maintain their autonomy and dignity without having to, uproot their lives.
So it's the practical day-to-day things. But what about when things get more personal? I mean, some of those activities of daily living, ADLs, I think they're called.
Yes, ADLs.
They can be really challenging for family members to handle, emotionally and practically.
This raises a really important point. Home care also includes that personal touch, assisting with those ADLs.
Okay.
We're talking about things like bathing, dressing, grooming, help with getting around, mobility assistance. These are intimate tasks.
Very.
And having professional support can allow individuals to maintain their sense of self-respect and independence in ways that might feel awkward or difficult if relying solely on family. It can really shift the dynamic back to a more comfortable relationship.
Right. It can help families stay family rather than solely being caregivers 24/7.
Exactly that. Preserve that relationship.
Now, we've talked about bridging the gap from hospitals and supporting aging in place. But you also mentioned transitions from other types of care settings.
Yes, the adaptability of home care is quite remarkable, actually. It can also smooth the way for someone transitioning back home from, say, a long-term care facility.
Like a nursing home or rehab.
Exactly. Perhaps their condition has improved or their needs have simply changed. Home care can provide that necessary support system to ensure a successful return home
Right.
and prevent any potential bumps in the road as they readjust to a different level of care. It's about that continuous thread of support that evolves with the individual.
And it's not just about basic help, is it? I was surprised to learn the level of medical care that can actually be provided at home.
Oh, absolutely. What's truly impressive is the skilled care that can be delivered right in the comfort of one's own residence.
Skill care, meaning,
We're talking about registered nurses providing medical support, licensed therapists offering rehabilitation, all within the home environment.
wow.
This can be incredibly beneficial for individuals managing chronic conditions like heart failure or COPD. Consistent expert care and monitoring at home can actually be a key factor in preventing those unplanned hospital visits that nobody wants.
So it's a pretty wide spectrum of services then,
Yeah.
from help with meals to actual nursing care.
It really is.
Now, one thing that really stood out to me in the research was this emphasis on one-on-one care within the home care model.
Yeah.
What makes that so different and, well, so important?
That's a great point. The move towards personalized senior care and one-on-one home care really embodies this. It's a significant step forward, I think.
So,
It's about looking beyond just the physical tasks of care, and truly considering the emotional and social well-being of the individual. This approach prioritizes preserving dignity and fostering a meaningful human connection between the caregiver and the person receiving care.
and how does that stack up against the more traditional route of, say, facility-based care? Because that's often what people think of when more intensive support is needed.
Yeah, that's a crucial distinction to make. In settings like assisted living or nursing homes, care is often provided to a larger group of individuals. Now, there can be benefits to that model, like social interaction opportunities,
Sure, community aspect.
but it can sometimes mean less individualized attention just due to staffing ratios. It's practicalities. One-on-one care, whether it happens in the home or even sometimes as a specialized service within a facility, really centers the focus entirely on the unique needs and preferences of one person.
Okay, so let's really break down those benefits of one-on-one home care. Our sources highlighted some key advantages for both the person receiving care and their families. Let's start with the big one, independence.
Absolutely. For many seniors, the thought of losing their independence is a major, major concern.
Understandably.
With one-on-one care, the goal is to support, not supplant. Caregivers assist with tasks, enabling seniors to maintain control over their daily routines and their familiar environment. That active engagement in their own lives is vital for preserving their sense of dignity, self-worth, and overall purpose.
That resonates. It's about empowering them to do what they can rather than just stepping in and taking over everything.
Exactly. It's a partnership.
What about the actual care plan itself? How does that differ when it's one-on-one versus maybe in a facility?
Well, it becomes incredibly tailored, truly person-centered.
Yeah.
Because the caregiver is dedicated to one individual, they develop a really deep understanding of that person's specific routines, preferences, even their personality quirks.
They get to know them properly.
They really do. And this allows for care plans that are customized down to the smallest detail, from medication schedules and dietary needs to, favorite pastimes and social interests. It's about adapting the support to fit the individual like a glove, which can lead to significant improvements in their overall well-being and happiness.
And I can imagine that consistent, focused attention also makes a huge difference when it comes to emotional well-being, something that can often be overlooked, can it?
Oh, absolutely. Loneliness and social isolation are significant challenges for many older adults. It's a huge issue.
Huge.
One-on-one care provides invaluable companionship. Caregivers can become trusted companions, offering emotional support, actively listening, engaging in meaningful activities. Sometimes simply being present can have a profound impact on reducing feelings of isolation and even helping to ward off depression. It's about fostering a genuine human connection.
Beyond the emotional side of things, are there tangible benefits to their physical safety and health? Does that focused attention help there?
Absolutely. Think about it. A caregiver who is consistently focused on one individual is much more likely to notice subtle changes, maybe in their behavior, their appetite, or their physical abilities, little things.
Things that might get missed otherwise.
Exactly. This early detection can be crucial. It can lead to timely interventions, potentially preventing falls, reducing the likelihood of hospital visits, and improving the management of chronic conditions. Ultimately, it contributes to better overall health outcomes.
And for the families,
Hmm.
who are often juggling their own lives and carrying the weight of worry for their loved ones. What does this kind of dedicated care offer them?
Peace of mind. That's probably the biggest benefit for families.
Yeah, I can see that.
Knowing that a dedicated and qualified caregiver is providing consistent, high-quality support and maintaining open communication, well, it can alleviate a tremendous amount of stress and anxiety. These caregivers often become like an extension of the family, providing reliable updates and instilling confidence that their loved one is in capable and caring hands.
Now, the elephant in the room for many people is often cost. One-on-one care sounds great, but it can sound, well, expensive, like a significant investment. What about affordability?
That's a very valid consideration, of course. However, the hourly structure of many one-on-one home care services can actually offer a degree of flexibility.
Okay, so you pay for what you use.
Generally, yes. Families can often tailor a schedule that aligns with their budgetary constraints and their loved one's specific needs, whether it's just a few hours a week or more comprehensive round-the-clock support.
Right.
Furthermore, it's really important to explore the various potential financial resources that might be available. Things like long-term care insurance policies, benefits for
The
veterans,
benefits, yeah.
Medicaid waiver programs in some states, flexible spending accounts for healthcare, and even some state and local assistance programs. It's definitely worth looking into the options.
So do your homework on potential funding sources.
Absolutely. Don't assume it's out of reach without investigating.
It's good to know there are avenues to explore. And to really illustrate the impact of this kind of care, our sources shared a story about a family who chose one-on-one support. Can you tell us a bit about their experience?
Yeah, this family story really brings the abstract benefits to life, I think. They describe the care their parents received as not just thorough and professional, but deeply compassionate.
That combination is key, isn't it?
It really is. They specifically mentioned the patience and clear communication from the care team, the profound respect shown for their father's cherished home, which was really important to him,
Understandably.
and the immense sense of relief and comfort that the consistent, personalized care provided to the entire family. It truly highlights the tangible value of having that dedicated individual support system in place.
It sounds like it really made a difference, not just for the parents, but for the whole family unit.
It did. It eased the burden and allowed them to focus more on just being family.
So as we bring this deep dive to a close, let's circle back to that initial idea of the continuum of care. Where does home care, and especially this model of one-on-one care, really fit into that broader picture?
Ultimately, home care occupies a really pivotal and, I'd say, adaptable position within the continuum. It's not a one-size-fits-all answer. It's more like a flexible range of services.
Right, customizable.
Exactly. Customizable to address a vast array of individual needs, providing that crucial person-centered approach that is just so essential. It acts as a vital bridge during transitions, it empowers independence, it can manage complex health conditions, and it offers invaluable emotional and practical support throughout the entire care journey.
So the takeaway for you listening is this. Understanding this continuum of care and the specific strengths and flexibility of home care can be incredibly empowering. Whether you're thinking about your own future or navigating the best way to support someone you love, knowing these options exist and understanding their benefits can help you make informed decisions. Decisions that prioritize both quality of life and dignity, really, at every stage.
Well said.
We definitely encourage you to explore the local resources and personalized care options available in your community. See what's out there.